Hi guys, welcome to my channel everyone, and thank you so much for watching. What's going on guys? I am Jade. If you're new here, please hit the like button and also share this video. Thank you so much for being here. So I was here earlier and I kind of felt bad because I wanted to stay a bit longer, but I had other things to do. But I have been researching some things because I'm working on another video, and I came across a video of Prince William basically chastising BBC with regards to, like, he was chastising BBC over the way they handled Princess Diana's interview, and a lot of things came out. A lot of things came out. So let me go ahead and play just a little bit of the interview that I saw, and then we'll talk.
Tribal sadness to know that the BBC false claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia, displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the programme, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse and has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation that I remember from those final years with her.
So you guys just saw this video, and when I saw this video, the first thing that crossed my mind was like, wow. So William has all this energy to go after BBC so hard, so forceful, so fiercely, but not a word has been said by him about the way the media has been treating Harry and Meghan. Again, this, in my opinion, just kind of validate the stories that are already out there about how William and Kate, Camilla, I don't know if Charles is necessarily involved, but about how the three of them, William, Kate, Camilla, allegedly have conspired, have been feeding the media information, negative stories, negative information about Harry and Meghan, in a way to like distract from their own issues. And I was just looking at how fiercely he was defending the royal family. Fine, it is his family. I mean, if you have to, why not? But where is the protection for Harry? Where is the protection for Harry? Where is this energy for Harry? Or haven't you seen what they have been doing to Harry? Has William not seen what they have been doing to Harry in the streets? Oh, he wants to wait until, God forbid, something bad happens, and then he can have all this energy to like blame. Like, he actually called his mom paranoid. He accused his mom of being paranoid towards the end. She wasn't paranoid just for the sake of it, right? She wasn't paranoid because she woke up one morning and she chose paranoia. No. Princess Diana was paranoid because of all the things that she has witnessed, because of all the things that have happened, because of all the things that she found out. That was why she was paranoid. But to have her own son all these years later, this was done back in 2021, by the way. You know what I mean? To have her own son all these years later talking about how the media were the ones, that the interviewer that fueled his mother's paranoia, right? The betray, to me, I just feel a sense of betrayal. I feel secondhand betrayed, if that makes sense. for Princess Diana that her own firstborn is standing before people and pointing fingers at everybody else. Like, he's literally blaming the media for fueling her paranoia. No, there was a reason. Princess Diana said herself that there were three people in that marriage. Like, to invalidate his own mother's feelings, to invalidate his own mother's concerns. Like, it really just tells you everything that you need to know. No, I agree. He's not a good brother at all. He's not a good brother. And he's not I honestly, like, I know he was very young when his mom passed away. And I don't know if maybe I should even be saying this. But dare I say, given the way that he handled this situation, he's not a good son to Diana either. That's my opinion. Okay. His mom wasn't just paranoid for no reason whatsoever. There was an actual reason why she was paranoid. Like, no, like, it's sad. Children are supposed to be an extension of ourselves. A lot of people have children in this life, right? They make a decision to have children because they want the legacy. They want somebody to, maybe they may not say it out publicly, openly, but deep down, they want somebody who will defend their honor should the need arise. But, like, with a son like Prince William, who needs an enemy? Listen to this. Blaming the stars, the moon, and the sun, everything but the people who were actually involved. And now the same thing that he was criticizing the media for is the same thing that he's allegedly perpetuating, is the same thing that he is a willing participant. The same media that he criticized for doing X, Y, Z is the same media that he is allegedly now using to push his brother away. Ugh.
False claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia. Displayed woeful incompetence when.
So what about the false claims that are being made about Harry right now? That I thought the royal family didn't get involved because that's the narrative that they want to spin, right? I remember how around the time when Harry and Meghan were seriously contemplating and they were discussing, how they felt about the royal family not stepping in when things were really bad with regards to the media and the abuse and everything, right? So there was this narrative that people who were defending the royal family, there was this narrative that they were trying to push that, oh, they never get involved. The royal family never get involved. When the media is doing X, Y, and Z, the royal family never get involved. They just stay away. But that's not the case, though. When you have one of Meghan Markle's loudest and vile critic getting an invitation to come and see Camilla, that tells you everything. Because the excuse that they have always used, especially when it comes to the way the media has treated Meghan, the excuse has always been, oh, the royal family never get involved. But where is this energy? Where is this energy? He's involved. He's talking. He's criticizing BBC. He's criticizing BBC. It is just really sad to see how far one brother is willing to go in sacrificing his own flesh and blood for power, for good publicity, for good articles being written about him. And now he's trying so hard to reinvent himself, So now that your brother is not there, because in his mind, right, he feels like, okay, I only need to do all this charity work, blah blah blah, to impress the British people. Okay, so now I can just pretend and just steal all of my brother's ideas, hoping that the media has done enough dirty work to erase all of the good things that Harry has done. This man has never done one charity work, not a single one, not in his entire life. He's never done anything charitable until recently, because he realizes that maybe his father doesn't have long, and he realizes that nobody likes him. People are dissatisfied with the royal family, with what's going on. Nobody likes them. And so now that they have thrown Harry under the bus, Harry and Meghan, he now wants to like replicate everything that Harry and Meghan did, everything that Harry and Meghan stood for. He was talking in this so-called documentary. First of all, now he is doing documentary. Now he's producing his own documentary. Now, like, let that sink in for a moment, okay? Now, all of a sudden, the golden boy is doing documentary because he knows that his brother is married to a celebrity who's heavy on TV, who produces documentaries and does all these things. Now he wants to compete on that level. The way it has always been, hasn't it been that people will do documentaries and so many tons and tons of documentaries about the royal family, but all of a sudden he's now in charge of his own documentary, focusing on his latest adventure, which is to be like some type of charity guru, charity czar. So the brother, the beloved brother, the charismatic one in the family, Harry, was kicked out. And now he's trying to like replicate all of the things. William has had so many times, so many opportunities to like get involved in charity. Even when he talks about, even in the documentary, when he talks about how their late mom got them involved in charity from a very young age, do you notice that it was only Prince Harry who actually followed on that path? And that's the reason why doing charity work comes so easy for Prince Harry, because he doesn't even have to try. It's second nature to him. It's second nature to Meghan. And that's one of the things that they have in common. That's the reason why they get along so well. Because helping people really is what gives them joy, fulfillment, happiness. And you see it in everything that they do. You see it in their interactions with people. They don't care whether the cameras are there. They are just themselves, because this is something that they have done from a very young age. Tell me, all of a sudden, 30 plus years later, Prince William waking up one morning and realizing, oh, I need to start doing some image rehabilitation, because he's looking at the bigger picture now. He's looking outside of the UK, okay? Is looking outside of England, and he's seeing that, wow, people don't like me that much. Remember back in the day, before Meghan came into the picture and Meghan became the one who really, really exposed the racism, the toxicity of the British monarch, of the royal family? Remember how people used to fawn over them, looking at the two of them and thinking, oh my gosh, because they always had a way of painting Harry to be bad, and painting Harry to be, back then, not necessarily bad, but dependent on William for everything. Oh, William is such a good guy because he loves his brother. Those were the types of messages they were trying to push back then, not knowing that that not knowing that Harry was living like a pauper. Like, he was living like a pauper in his father's home with all of the wealth that they have. Can you imagine? With all of the wealth, Prince Harry didn't even have a decent place to stay. He had leaky roof. And that's the reason why, yeah, whenever they come and they say rubbish like, oh, whenever they come and they say things like, Meghan married for the money. No. Do you guys know that Meghan paid half of her wedding? She paid for half of it. Yeah. So when I see all these awful, disgusting people who have the audacity to come and say, oh, she married for money. What money? What money? Meghan was fixing things in the house because she came in and she saw, if she didn't love him, she didn't take a chance on him, she didn't see a future, she didn't see deep down in his soul. Like, how many women will go into a home? You're going to see your boyfriend for the first time, or however long, or what, first time you're going to where he lives, and you see that he like his roof, he has leaky roof. Do you think a lot of people will even want to be in that situation? And because Harry was such a gentle soul, he put up with a lot of things. He allowed a lot of things. I read Harry's book, right? When Harry was discussing how William hit him at one time, William got really physical with him. I was reading that and I was like, do you know, if Harry was not a stand-up guy, he could have taken William. He could have beat the shit out of William. Okay? I mean, we're talking about somebody who's done combat, who's gone to a war zone. You can't compare. But because of the kind of person that he is, like, he's still respected and he never ever punched back, he never hit back. He just kept it going. Okay. Yeah, Nightly Night says they paid for the renovation of the cottage. Yeah, they also did that from their own pockets. And then when the story first hit, when they first leaked the story to the media, when they were talking about the renovation, they made it sound as though they were going to use the taxpayers. They were going to use the taxpayers' money to pay for the renovation. It was only during the Oprah interview that Meghan revealed that, yeah, they paid for it. It was not something that they used taxpayers' money to do. They paid. But the narrative, the lies that they were leaking, William and Co., the lies they were pushing back then was that, no, they are using, this was the narrative that they were pushing. They were feeding the media these lies, even though they knew it wasn't true. They knew it was a lie. It didn't stop them. It didn't stop them from spewing it anyways. So they were lying and claiming that, oh, they're going to use taxpayers' money. And that one just added to another reason why, another reason to get the British people to hate Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan. Because by then, the whole situation, the lies, all the false press and the negative press, it has already started bubbling up, right? And so add all of the hate that people were already feeling, add that to hearing that your taxpayers, your money, your taxes is going to go into renovating the home of the person that you already don't like. So these people are awful, like they are terrible. I'm looking at William's video and I'm thinking, oh, so you have all this energy to criticize BBC, talk about how your mother was paranoid or whatever, whatever, like making her seem crazy. So he really stood there and he accused his own mother of being paranoid, as if to like dismiss, like he's telling people to dismiss all the things that she was saying, or she was so gullible that she believed all the things. Oh, so now you know that the media were pushing things on Princess Diana's mind. Yet you have a situation where your brother's new wife, your brother's new wife discussed that there was a time when she was contemplating deleting herself. And none of you in that firm, none of you in that, none of you did anything. Nobody cared. They didn't care that she was contemplating that. I guess they were hoping that, oh, do it. That would just give them more positive press, so that they can come and act as if they care so much about her, and they start discussing how they can look after, like, I don't even want to get morbid, but these people, I think they're just so awful. These are awful people. The way that they treated Meghan. Somebody says Willie Leaks couldn't find a home for that homeless paper man that sold the Big Issue newspaper that Willie Leaks posted for picture for 2 years in a row. Oh, I didn't know about that. I didn't know about this, Lorna Williams. I didn't know about this. And like, just thinking, going back to Harry and just what a really stand-up guy he is. Speaking of somebody posing for photos. Remember when Meghan's dad, when I don't know if it was the Daily Mail that paid him to pose and act as if he was preparing for his daughter's wedding. And when all of that blew up and he basically decided that he wasn't going to go to the wedding, claiming that he had a surgery that was scheduled on the same day as his daughter's wedding. Sure, sure, sure. Fine. So why am I even bringing that up? I remember one of the interviews that Meghan's dad did, allegedly paid to do, where he was discussing about the conversation that he had with Harry about Donald Trump. Yeah. So during that conversation, this was before they got married. This was after they got engaged, I believe. So he did an interview. Meghan's dad did an interview, and he was discussing, the times that he spoke to Harry on the phone, and they discussed a wide range of conversation, wide range of issues, including politics. And I believe Trump had just been elected then. So Meghan Markle's dad, was complaining about Donald Trump and talking about how Donald Trump is a racist, incompetent, and this and that. And then by his own words, Meghan's dad said Harry's only response to him, while Mr. Markle, was bad mouthing and trash talking Donald Trump, Harry said, maybe we should give him a chance. Can you imagine during that conversation, Harry had joined in. Harry had said something negative about Trump. You know, that whole conversation would have been like he would have sold it like he sold everything else. Mr. Marco would have sold that conversation and that would have like gone. And that's the reason why till tomorrow, Donald Trump may have an issue with Meghan because Meghan has been very outspoken about how she feels about Donald Trump. But Donald Trump has not one bad thing to say about Prince Harry because Prince Harry was very smart. He didn't say, "Oh, this is my future father-in-law. This is the father of my future wife. Let me lose God. Let me start saying all these things." No. He just basically said, you know what? I think we should give him a chance. He's the president now. We should give him a chance. Because I was really hoping, because at that time, this man, Mr. Marco, had started talking. He had started just betraying his own daughter. And I kept saying, gosh, 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 I hope to God that Harry never said anything about anybody. Otherwise, this man is going to go and run and tell the press because they are willing to pay him. And then when he said, yeah, I spoke to Harry and we talked about a lot of things. We even talked about politics and Donald Trump. And while I was complaining about Donald Trump, he just said to give him a chance, which I thought was amazing. But again, that shows you the kind of level-headed person that he is. Also, he's very smart. Because he knew better than to run his mouth and talk, you know, and say something that might end up in the press. What happened with much of what Mr. Marco, what happened in that situation. Yeah. Somebody said William will always hide behind Prince Harry. Yeah, that's a fact. And now that Prince Harry is no longer in the UK, he thinks people are going to suddenly forget that Harry was the charitable one, Harry was the personable one, Harry was the what was the rock star, the likable one, the beloved, the kind-hearted. Harry was Diana's son, you know. Harry is Diana's son, and people won't forget. You can, try and pretend, act as if you were such a charity head or whatever. People know. People know. People know who is about that life, and people know who's just trying to like grift. To me, this new persona that Prince William has taken up now, to me, I think this is just grifting. This is just grifting. You know what I mean? So this is just grifting. Somebody said it's a shame that William depends on Harry. And now he doesn't have that anymore. He doesn't have that. He doesn't have, and he depended on Harry, not necessarily because, oh, he loved Harry so much. You know how sometimes you are friends with someone or you have a family member that you really get along with and you really have real love for that person, and then you can rely on the person and vice versa. Like his reliance on Harry has never been out of love, out of just like this is my brother. They lost their mom from a very young age. They learned to like lean on each other while their father was busy with the concubine of Cornwall. You know what I mean? But that's not even the situation. He leans on Harry because he has nothing. Like he has nothing. He looks at Harry and mimics everything. And there was even an interview that Harry did, and Harry was talking about how much of the issues that he got, the problems that he got into. Remember those years when Harry was always getting in trouble? It was because of William. And according to Harry, you see the Nazi shirt, the Nazi Halloween costume. It was William who told Harry to wear it. And he was young. And he looked up to his brother. How was he to know that he was going to, like, you know, he was trying to, like, uh, destroy him? Every time Harry did something that was so personable, something that was so kind and thoughtful and got positive press, William got really pissed off. And William would try all kinds of things. So, like, it's really, really sad. And let this be a lesson to everyone, really. Sometimes, the meaning, when you look at Harry and William and you look at the life, it really gives meaning to the word. Like, it visualizes the phrase, sometimes the phrase about family and blood and all of that malarkey. So now he's taking on this project, or he's now, and then I'm just reading all this bullshit post, this press that he's getting with regards to this. All of a sudden, like, who wakes up one morning and realizes that, oh, I want to be a charity head now? Like, he had his entire life to be that way. It wasn't something that he did alone. That's the beauty of this. It wasn't something that Princess Diana did with him alone. Both of them were introduced to this life. But to him, it wasn't a big deal, so he abandoned it. And Harry basically followed through on it. And William is only now remembering that, because now it's time to clean the slate. It's time to now acting. And then they intentionally left the little bit about how my mom took me and Harry, my brother Harry, because he knew that was going to generate a lot of buzz. That was going to send the British media, the toxic British media, on a tailspin. They were going to run with it. This is going to be like, oh my gosh. And then they started calling it an olive branch, because they're trying so hard to make it seem as though he is the good guy and Harry is the bad guy. And they cannot even keep their story straight with that one. This is the same British media, toxic British media, that will make posts trying to make it seem as though William wants nothing to do with Harry. Harry is the one who is pleading and begging and trying to come back to the family. But William says, no, no, no. William wants nothing to do with him. But when it's convenient for them, they will make another post, another article, and talk about how he's giving an olive branch or something. Like, it's so fake. They can't even keep their story straight with regards to that. Somebody says, I heard that Kate was also behind that costume that Harry wore at that time. I heard it was both William and Kate. Yeah. At least he was involved, according to Harry. He was involved. He told Harry to wear it. William told Harry to wear it. because he just wanted, because he knows, like he has always known that people saw him and they saw his father. When people saw William, they saw King Charles. But when they saw Harry, they saw Diana. They saw Princess Diana. They saw the kindness. So whenever he was in his feelings or he was getting a bit more jealous than he normally was, he will make him do something that was going to land them and land him in trouble and get bad publicity, bad press. Like, do you know how demonic you have to be as a brother to do that? Do you know how demonic you have to be to do that to your own brother? Okay. Somebody says William is such a fool. He's having his air shot nonsense on the same day as the US election results. I guess he feels he's not gonna, like, whatever is going on in the US on November 5th/6th is not going to have any type of impact, you know. Let me see. They just want the poor guy to just like be their slave forever. They just want him to be their slave forever and ever. So this video,
Which took Harry and I both there.
hold on. So this promotional video that was posted on the promotional video, the one that talked about the homelessness project that he's currently embarking on. So that when I went there to check, the video had about 55,000 as at the time, probably more now. But when I went there, it had like 55,000 views and it had like only 7 comments. So what that tells me is that the comment section is heavily monitored. But much of what was left in the comment section was just people saying things like, Prince William's compassion shows Diana's true legacy. I was like, since when? Since when? Since when? His compassion shows Diana's true legacy, humanism, and empathy. And then another person commented and says, Prince William is a mix of every good trait from Diana and every good trait from Charles. Like, these people are cray cray. They are cray cray. What good trait from, like, he's Prince Charles, he's King Charles' son, that's for sure. And I don't mean that in a good way. Yeah, he's Prince Charles' son. Oh my gosh. And then another one mentioned something about how Harry something, you know. So the only comment left there were just people just leaking their ass and all that stuff. Like, it was just wild to me. But obviously this is a publicity stunt. Everybody is now on the gravy train. Everybody, like, Harry and Meghan are literally now carrying the royal family, the British politics, the toxic British media. Harry and Kate are literally the ones. Harry and Meghan are literally the ones carrying all of them now. Because anybody that wants to sell anything these days, what they do, oh, let's just find a way to sneak in Harry and Meghan in there. I mean, Boris Johnson did the same thing. Am I glad that Boris Johnson spoke out? Absolutely. I'm glad that he spoke out, even though now he had to walk it back because they were probably threatening him. So he had to walk back what he said about um, somebody from the royal family reaching out to him to see if he will have like the man talk and convince Prince Harry to stay. So he has since walked it back, saying that nobody asked him, nobody in the royal family asked him, just something that he thought he would do because Harry and Meghan are assets or whatever, whatever. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm glad that he mentioned that. I'm glad that he talked about how Harry and Meghan, especially Meghan, is an asset to the royal family. And that was the reason why he even agreed to have that conversation, because he had seen how brilliant she is and how much good and how much she can contribute to the royal family. So I'm glad that he said that. I'm glad that he mentioned that he had to go and have a talk with Prince Harry. But yeah, he also had to mention Harry and Meghan because it was a very small fraction. That was it, you know. But he had to mention because he knew that that was going to generate a lot of buzz. People were going to tune in and people were going to be interested. And the same thing with Prince William now, mentioning his brother, talking about how their mother always took them to the shelter, to the homeless shelter. He knew mentioning Harry was going to draw a lot of attention, and the media was going to like lose their minds, spinning this however they want to, spinning this however to different direction, which is basically what they did. So he knows that mentioning Harry was going to bring a lot of buzz because, again, Harry is the one carrying all of them at this point. Harry and Meghan are the ones carrying them. It has Harry and Meghan. Nobody wants to watch a boring documentary by somebody who has so much money and all of a sudden waking up one day realizing that, oh, I could I could take like a drop of all the money that I have and pretend to want to help people and invest in homes for the homeless people. This is after how many years? Somebody says, Jade, please one of these days if you can do whereby people can call in. I can actually think about that. That sounds good. Yeah, that sounds like something that I can think about. Yeah, calling his mother paranoid. Like, who does that? Even in Princess Diana's grave, this boy won't let her rest in peace. Still smearing her name. He's his father's son, point blank. Um, Lorna Williams says, I'm interested to see how Willie Leaks interacts with the model Winnie Harlow that he invited to a shot. Winnie has the same skin disorder as Michael Jackson. Yeah, she has vitiligo. Right. I'm sure he will be fine because he knows that the cameras are there and people are watching. I'm sure he will be, on his best behavior. He will be overly polite and overly friendly. And yeah, Yeah, because it's not something that he has to put on for a long time. It's just something that he has to do for a few minutes, just be polite to these people. I'm sure he can manage. As long as he doesn't have to be with them for the longest time, as long as he doesn't have to be with them forever and ever. So yeah, I'm sure he can manage for a few minutes with Winnie Harlow. And there is this other guy, this gay guy that is going to be that's going to be the host. This gay guy, I forget his name. Oh, the black guy. And he even has HIV. Oh, I forget his name. If anybody knows the name, please leave it in the comment. Um, if you know the name of the guy that I'm talking about, he's an American guy. I could just go and Google search it because I saw it yesterday. It's somebody that I know very well, you know. So he's gonna act. He's gonna be on his best behavior. He's going to be polite. He's going to act as if, oh, I'm such a nice guy. He's gonna pretend to be humble. You know, he's gonna pretend to be humble for a few minutes, and yeah. Oh my goodness. Let me see.
My mother took me to the passage. She took Harry and I both there. It must have been about 11, I think, probably at the time, maybe 10. I'd never been to anything like that before, and I was a bit anxious as to what to expect. My mother went about her usual part of making everyone feel relaxed.
He took Harry, he only mentioned that once. And if really this wasn't about him trying to drum up support for, if this wasn't about him trying to drum up views and drum up attention or whatever, he didn't even need to mention Harry in this. Because it was so tiny, the mention was so small that he could have left it out of the initial promotional videos. And then so that later on, if anybody pays attention, if anybody tunes in and watch the video, then they can see, oh, he actually mentioned Harry's name. He didn't need to mention Harry's name in this promotional video. But he mentioned because he knew he needed the attention. He knew that the media would spin, because they've already had these conversations. They've already told them how to spin the story. Oh, just say just the talking points. Because if you go everywhere, it's all about how William is, extending an olive branch. Okay, William extending olive branch to Harry. What do you say? Offers an olive branch. Hold on, this. Let me share my screen so that you guys can see what I'm talking about. It's like all these people, they have, they have talking points that they will typically send to their friendly media, to the talking point to use, right? So this olive branch nonsense definitely was a talking point. Was one of the talking points. So this is it, right? So if you just go over all this, says Prince Harry finally offers olive branch to Harry. Another one says Prince William. Sorry, not Prince Harry. Prince William finally offers olive branch to Harry. Another one says Prince William's olive branch to Prince Harry, blasted in blunt verdict. Like, oh my goodness. And then another one says, like, this has nothing to do with Meghan, okay? But somehow, another one said Meghan Markle made big demand to Harry after Prince William's olive branch. So this one says Prince William shows his true colors after olive branch. So if you pay attention, it is the talking point: olive branch, olive branch, olive branch. Do they still have olive trees in the UK with all these branches that William keep pulling? They just keep talking about Oliver because this is a talking point now. Because now they're trying to paint him out to be this savior, trying to paint him out to be this guy who's willing to settle with his awful, awful, awful brother, the one who betrayed the whole family. Ah, it's sick. It's crazy. It's weird. Yeah. Connie says, who calls their mom paranoid after everything they put her through? Like, he's sick. Like, all he cares about is how to, like, protect the institution. That's all he cares about. And anybody, doesn't matter if it is his mother or his brother, anybody who gets in his way will get it. Like, he doesn't mind throwing anybody under the
Investigating
bus.
complaints and concerns about
Imagine
the program,
calling your own mother
and were evasive in their
paranoid.
reporting to the media and covered up what they
I should
knew.
have been through enough, Williams.
False claims about the royal family, which played on her fears and fueled paranoia. Displayed woeful incompetence when investigating complaints and concerns about the program, and were evasive in their reporting to the media and covered up what they knew from their internal investigation. It is my view that the deceitful way the interview was obtained substantially influenced what my mother said. The interview was a major contribution to making my parents' relationship worse.
No, it wasn't that. The person who made the relationship between your parents was your father and the concubine of Cornwall. What are you talking about?
And has since hurt countless others. It brings indescribable sadness to know that the BBC's failures contributed significantly to her fear, paranoia, and isolation.
Calling your mom paranoid. If it brought so much sadness, why are you using the same media? Why are you doing the exact same thing, allegedly, obviously? Doing the exact same thing to your brother using the media, or why are you staying silent in the wake of the exact same thing happening to your brother? Why are you staying silent about it? Why?
That I remember from those final years with her.
Ah, that's sad. I guess you're just waiting for next few years so that you can, waiting for, God forbid, something bad to happen so that you can blame the media again. You have an opportunity now to protect your brother, but you're not going to do it because self-preservation. Anyways, guys, I wanted to quickly come out and share this. I saw this video and I was just like, what is wrong with this man? Why is he throwing his mother under the bus, calling her paranoid? Like, it's just crazy. It's weird. But anyways, thank you so much for being here. Hit the like button and share. I'll catch you later. Thank you guys so much. Bye.